folks, to another of On the Couch Quarantine Editions. We are calling I Will Survive. Your host, Antoine here, and my little guy, Cowboy. And I'm going to skip all my usual intro and jibber jabber, and I'm going to just get into it because I know that is what you want me to do, because I'm sure you're just as excited as I am to have this loved Juno winning and Genie Awards winning artist on the show. Let's welcome Carole Pope and bring her on. Hello, Carole.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Uh, let's start with a bit of background, Carole. I know you moved a bit when you were a child. Why don't we get onto that?
If we have to, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Background of what? My childhood?
Yeah, you were born in England, I hear.
Yeah, I was born in Manchester. Moved here when I was a kid. What else?
Montreal first, I believe.
Oh yeah, Montreal. Just like a lot of Montreal, Aldershot, Toronto, Vancouver, Toronto.
Oh, wow. Oh, you moved quite a bit.
Well, yeah, my father made us move all the time, so that wasn't fun. And then,
yeah.
And then I moved to LA in 1989.
Okay. Let's segue into a bit of what got you to fall into music in the early years, in your young memories.
Music was my passion. So I used to go and see bands all the time, and then I got a guitar, I think when I was 9 or something, and had secret fantasies of being a rock star, and moved to Yorkville when I was a teenager, and got encouraged by, I started writing songs and got encouraged by musicians, and then eventually auditioned for a band with where I met Kevin Staples, and then we, decided to start a band together, and
you formed something before Rough Trade, right? There was another band before Rough Trade.
Yeah, we had a band called who was a keyboard player, who played with in England. He was English, and he used to play with Arthur Brown and the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, but he was an animator. I met him when I was working at a place called Sonera, where I was painting cells. Anyway, so we had a band, and then that didn't do anything, and then then Kevin and I started a duo called the Bullwhip Brothers, and then we started Rough Trade in I keep forgetting what year it was, mid-70s.
It was in the mid-70s. Cool. Well, I guess let's talk about one of the big songs that everyone knows, High School Confidential. How did it come about, its story? What do you think is the reason for its longevity, maybe?
There was Kevin and I were working on a movie called Cruising, writing songs for the soundtrack with Jack Nietzsche, and
you actually were involved in that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, with Al Pacino. I actually like that movie.
Yeah, we have 4 songs in that movie. So yeah, I got a call one day, and I flew down to New York to see some outtakes from this movie. And I was like, oh my God, this is so controversial, but I love Jack Nietzsche, and William Friedkin was the director. So we wrote this song, High School Confidential, and they didn't accept it. So I actually wrote it for Mink DeVille, because he was working on it. And they didn't accept it, so then I'm like, I'm going to sing it. So that's how that happened. And then we got a record deal after that with True North Records, and that was on Avoid Freud.
That's quite a great history. So that song was written for Cruisin' originally.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Why do you think we still love it so much till today?
Because it's very anthemic. It's got a good hook. It's anthemic.
It's true.
It was controversial at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
It cut through the clutter for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Well, what other songs of Rough Trade represent something special to you, perhaps, and why so?
So many Rough Trade songs now. I actually am going to release a little live EP with, uh, we re-recorded I Want to Live and All Touch. I love All Touch. That's one of my favorite Rough Trade songs.
Okay.
Especially in the time of COVID when nobody's allowed to touch anybody.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and Shaking the Foundations. What else? I don't know. I mean, I kind of like change.
It's hard to say which one you love because they are babies.
Yeah, yeah, they're all my babies. So,
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's move on to some of the work past Rough Trade, more current history, and into the solo career. Let's start maybe first with memories working on a couple of things outside of the music field. How was the experience of writing an autobiography? Biography?
um, that was kind of traumatic because you kind of purging. I wrote it in LA, and I think I spent a year doing it on and off. Um, it was very cathartic.
That's a good.
I'm trying to write a part two actually, but then this happened, and I'm like, what is that? What are books going to look like now? But anyway, yeah, it was very cathartic, and um, I'm kind of, I mean, if I do it again, I'm not going to name names anymore because people got mad at me. Some people got mad at me and wanted to kill me, and some people was like, that didn't happen. I'm like, yes, it did, and
Writing a biography is very raw. You have to peel a lot of layers to really dig deep into what you want to say to the world, right?
yes, you do. Yeah, exactly.
Um, well, fantastic. And any other memories? Another maybe. I don't know how it is to be an actor, but is it another thing that you feel raw? But any memories of being in the production of Vagina Monologues in Toronto?
Oh, that was a lot of fun. Um, and I was really glad that you, I mean, you didn't have to memorize stuff, you just had to read the lines, which made me feel better. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I got to play different characters because I read like 4 different characters that were in the monologues. So yeah, it was a great experience.
So
But I
you
really
enjoyed it.
want to be an actress.
Well, then after that, or you released an album, Landfall, and a few singles in the last decade. Do you prefer being solo or do you prefer being in a band?
Well, I mean, I still have a band.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like doing solo
Both.
work because I like to push myself. And I like working, I've worked with Kevin Hearn from Bare Naked Ladies and Clara Venice. We did a song called This Is Not a Test and a video with a friend of mine in LA, Jason Mark, who actually makes porn, gay porn. um, so yeah, I
He did
like it.
that
I mean,
video? Okay.
pardon me?
He did that video with you?
Yeah.
Okay, which is brilliant because that actually was my next question. Let's talk about this single in particular. This is not a test. I love the animation. I love the imageries in the video, always did. On YouTube, you describe it as a love song for the apocalypse.
Yes.
Save, Save the Earth, Clara Vaness. I'm assuming you work with her on this. Graffiti, Power to the People, Animation, Thurman, LGBTQ. How do you feel about the song? I'm assuming you love it with all those descriptions.
I do, and I mean, I still have dreams about the end of the world, which I think is happening now, but not exactly. I always have dreams at the end of the world, and I'm in New York, and it's flooded, and I'm standing on top of a skyscraper. But I didn't factor in that there would be a plague. But I don't know. I just hope we get through this. And you know, I mean, I'm kind of obsessed with nature and the environment, and then this happened, and it's just crazy. But yeah, it's very relevant. This is not a test. This is like we're all in this together.
It's a great song for the times. If you guys haven't seen the video, check it out on YouTube. It's a really, really cool video. Um, Carol, what is next on the projects front, maybe?
Well, I've had to put everything on hold, but I co-wrote a musical with my friend in New York, Kate Rigg, called Attitude, which we were going to workshop at Buddies and Bad Times, which we will do next year. And it's based on,
Oh, wow.
it's New York in the 80s. It's based on my brother's life. He was an activist, a member of ACT UP, and he was a musician. And there's a lot of rough trade music in it. And we're working on it. I have a GoFundMe fund for it, just because it's like expensive to even like
Oh God,
musicals
yeah.
are insanely expensive. But somebody in LA is like doing all the charts for the songs right now because it's just
So
like
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen when we get back to things, right? It's still gonna happen.
oh yeah, it's totally gonna happen. Yeah.
Beautiful. I can't wait. Um, you and I have had another interaction in the past. As you and maybe some of our viewers are aware, I'm involved as president of a not-for-profit community organization, Inspire Awards, that celebrates our community annually. You have been named international icon during World Pride 2014, and the year before, Stuart Milk received the same award. I know that I just learned actually that you are an ambassador of Harvey Milk School. So let's talk about the school and maybe your role there.
Um, it's the Harvey Milk School is for uh, you know, gay and lesbian youth who are mostly homeless. A lot of, you know, a lot of kids when they come out to their parents kick them out or get very abusive with them. And so this is an actual high school where kids can go and they can also get housing. Um, and all I really do is just, you know, help promote it. And they have a lot of fundraisers, and right now they're just feeding kids, you know, because a lot of kids are on the street. I mean, New York is a mess. I was living in New York before I came here. I was actually came here from New York. And I knew it would be a nightmare, but
Not
it's
from
like
LA. Oh, sorry. Sorry
so
to hear. I
awful.
was going to
Anyway,
ask you. Well, I'll ask you about what's happening in the States. Um, Fantastic. So that's the role of an ambassador. I also, on a different topic, I know you've had some health issues a few years back. Are you able to share with our fans or with your fans, with us, how you're doing? I know many of us were worried about you and concerned.
oh yeah, I still have spinal stenosis. I had surgery in October of 2018,
Yeah.
and basically it was like 5 vertebrae, like L1 to 5 in my lower spine, and so I had this surgery, and they like clean everything out, and then you have to do physical therapy. I'm still doing physical therapy. It takes a really long time to recover from spinal surgery, and I have a little bit of nerve damage. Um,
You're feeling better?
I am feeling better, but it really takes. They're like, "Oh, you're going to be fine in a year," and then people I've
Oh,
talked to are like 2 years, and some people are like 5 years. It's an ongoing thing, but you
wow.
know, I can perform,
That's okay.
but it's just you real. It's kind of, and right now it's really hard to build up my strength because I can't, you know, ride a bike or anything, or walk that much, you know, because I don't want to get COVID. So it's but I do physical
Well,
therapy every
keep
day,
up
and
the
I'm
good
doing
work.
yoga every day.
Beautiful. Health is important, and we want you here for a long time. So keep up the good work. Tell me something
Right.
insightful about. Tell me something insightful about life in Carol Pope's opinion.
Uh, I don't, I mean, the only thing I really know about life is just try and be true to yourself and be kind. Um, and yeah, take care of yourself, but don't, don't be selfish, but do take care of yourself because
Uh,
you are all you have, really.
Thinking about yourself while being kind to the rest of the world can be better advice than that. What inspires you when it happens in the world? What makes you go, wow, I love this?
Um, just when I discover, I don't know, people, especially now, people being kind to each other and uh, seeing great art um, and hearing great music.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. And well, how are you spending your time? You said you can go out a lot biking, and you're trying to stay safe. What else are you doing to keep yourself busy during our physical distancing?
Trying to figure out how to make a living because all our gigs are canceled. Um, I'm going to release an EP, as I mentioned, and I'm going to apply for grants. I just, figure out how to. I mean, a couple of weeks ago we did a live stream, which was fun. Um, so I hope to do more of that. It was
Okay.
like a learning experience. It's on Facebook if people want to see it.
Beautiful. Yeah, they'll find it. You know what? And I'm really loving how artists are adapting to this. Everybody's trying to keep, the entertaining people and the music and the art going. So, um, uh, how are they doing in the U.S.? I know you're a citizen of both. I know it's challenging there a lot more than we're doing here. But what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's just so bad. Like, I can't believe Trump. He just does not care at all. But, the only places I've lived in the US are New York and LA. And thank God they have great governors. Also,
Yeah.
Washington. I mean, there's some states are insane and trying to open while people are dying. It just, it can't be about the economy. It's just got to be about people's health. And,
Thank you. Yeah, it,
you
it
know,
should never be about the economy. Uh,
no,
uh,
never be
people,
about bailing out airlines and big businesses. It should be about helping people like they're doing in Canada. I mean, I think Trudeau is doing a great job.
we are very blessed to be in Canada, absolutely. Um, and hopefully more people who are able to help will step up. If leaders in the U.S. are not doing the right thing, I hope the people do the right thing. So, yay, America, keep it going. We want you all safe. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
Listen,
I donate.
I'm hitting you with this. Sorry?
I mean, I try and donate a little bit of money, like all over the place when I can, because there's just the people are so desperate.
Beautiful, beautiful, and yeah, helping one another. That's the way to go these days. I know I'm going to be hitting you with something that I don't know if you expected for me to ask this, but the those episodes are called "I Will Survive." So I asked every guest to try to give us their best try at singing a verse from "I Will Survive." Would Carole Pope try that in a rock band style?
Um, do I know that song? Um, um, once I was afraid, I was petrified. I don't really know the lyrics to that song. I will survive. I will survive. That's all I got.
You know what? I actually really I love this take. It's you know what you say your voice is a rocker voice. you can this is a beautiful interpretation of the song, even for the short couple of verses. Thank you
You're
for doing
welcome.
that. Um, with that, I remind you viewers that you can catch up on all the full episodes of the past 6 seasons on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and like our Facebook page, facebook.com/join us on the couch. and come be part of the live audience when we get back to filming at Buddy's in Bad Times Theater. You need to take that?
I don't think so. There.
All right.
Okay.
Well, because I wanted to get your last words before we say goodbyes. Any last words to the community, to the world, to the viewers, Carole?
Just I'm thinking about all of you, and everybody stay safe and listen to the scientists. Take care of yourselves. Use a lot of bleach, but don't drink it.
But don't drink it. Thank you. We love you. Thank you for being on the show. That's it for us today, folks. Be loving to yourself and everyone around you. And we're out. Thank you. Take good care.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.